Hey guys, it's Vanity Ezel by Card Vanguard Ezel Vanity Weekly Video Specs. So we got a lot of token ramp boosts up to cover today, which frankly I don't care for, and I feel like half of my viewer base doesn't care for either because it's another random collab that none of us really see often. But at the same time, I will say this: when I was doing the prep for this and I was putting the cards onto the slides, I finally had to reach almost number 40. I think we're on slide number 38, and I randomly had to pull up the Kurosaki slide from all the way back in the Record of Ragnarok collab, and honestly, it reminded me of how cool it was, only because I watched the Record of Ragnarok right after it, and specifically that Kurosaki fight was really cool to me. Anyways, let's start everything we got. First up, we have Sumardi Kuninaga. I'm not going to mention the celebration upper part. It's just going to save me time later. Great Gen Step 5k shield, 10k base. All in place on rear guard circle. Counter boss 1. Choose one opponents from rear guards. Kill it, and then it gets 5,000 power. So cool. Murders come from rear guard, gets extra 5k. And auto rear guard when it stands by the ability of your Mikazuchi Munochenki. Soul boss 1. Draw a card, gets 5,000 power. Cool. Has a 1 stood ability to get you hand cards and adds more power. And not to mention that, again, like I mentioned before, has the ability to kill off rear guards and get power as well. So not a bad 2/3 of in the Muchenki deck. I definitely mispronounced that. Then we have Togi no Gane Sadamune Celebration Outfit. Random boost back Shield AK base. Okay, he actually looks cool. He deserves for me to say his full name. Continuously, if you have a rear guard with either Shoku Daikiri Mitsusada or Okurihara in its card name, this unit gets all the following. On place on rear guard circle gets 2,000 power, and auto rear guard when it boosts a unit with either of the two specified names I'm not going to re-say, you may have this unit get 5,000 power for the battle if you do it at the end of battle Show of the Soul. Cool. Has basically a 10k booster the turn its place, and then after that it's always going to get a plus 5k anyway, so it might be a 15k booster or 13k booster. Either way though, being able to send stuff with Soul is good. I don't know if any token remedy decks can specifically call from Soul, but if they can, this is not a bad grade one to run in the deck as a solid 2/3 depending on what rear guards you have in it. Moving on, we have Fukushima Mitsuda. I don't know why I couldn't say that. Great Gen Step 5k shield, 10k base. Okay, I will say this. The dude has really cool blue flowers. Continuously, if you have a Taichi's ability Kiwami Crest, it gets all the following. Auto place on rear guard circle, check the top 5 for either up to 1. The thing that was specified on this grade 1. And reveal, put your hand, shuffle your deck. If you reveal a card, choose a card from hand and either put soul or discard it. So either get you a soul charge or fill it with drop zone in case there's any token remedy decks that need the drop zone. And then auto rear guard when it attacks, choose one of your other units, both in this unit to get 5,000 power for the turn. And if you chose a specified name from earlier, this unit gets 10k instead of 5k. Honestly, that's pretty solid because it gives the power to 2 units. That way, basically making it so 2 units technically get the equivalent of a trigger or half a trigger at bare minimum. And just a free on top 5 search for a random grade 2. I assume that's a grade 2. So not a bad card at all to have in the deck. And honestly, a very solid 4 if you are running that specific card. Then we have Jiku Mitsusada, great chance of 5k shield, 10k base. Continues if you have a Taichi ability Kiwami Crest. That scared me, the shadow I just saw moving in my background. Continues rear guard. If you have a unit with the specified name or this grade 2 specifically, it gets its original power becomes 18,000 during both turns. So that's pretty solid by having a specific card on the board. And auto rear guard, when it attacks on anything, if its original power is 18k, counter boss when it gets the critical becomes 2 specifically for the battle. So cool ways to get your original criticals up to 2. So if your opponent has an ability that I don't think there's a card in this game that is a cyclist, but your opponent's critical cannot be increased by card effects, this isn't technically increasing it, it's setting it to 2. I know there's a way Bushy could word it that would make it work like that. I don't think that's the proper wording, but you know what I'm trying to get at here. Not a bad grade 2 to have for overall offensive pressure, so you know, run as you will. And then we have Hikiri Celebration Outfit, great chance of 5k shield, 10k base, auto plus on rear guard circle, plus 3 circle after 1 Hizumaru card called to rear guard circle, shuffle your deck. So pulls a Hizumaru out of deck for only 3 energy, not bad. Then we have Hizumaru Celebration Outfit, after rear guard once per turn, restless unit. Choose one of your units with Hikari getting a card name, the same column as it, and it gets 5,000 power for the turn. If a grade 4 Greater Vanguard Mikazuchi Muni Chenke in the card name gets 10,000 instead of 5k. Was that card? It was the grade 4? I honestly don't remember. I stopped paying attention to half these cards once I started reading them. Then auto rear guard when your unit with Hikari and its card name is in the same column as it, move to rear guard to guard circle. Soul Blast 1, move to guard circle with it, or move from rear guard to guard circle. So being able to move itself to guard circle 2 is great because that essentially means you have like 2 interceptors on board. Only downside is it costs the seeing of a CB, or not CB, a soul, but it's still a very solid grade 2 to have because it does end up increasing power of units and you makes them move more stronger if you have the grade 4, and it has an extra interceptor, but I wouldn't put it past the 2 of in that deck. Moving on, we have Nukamari Celebration Outfit, great chance to 5k shield, 10k base, auto rear guard when it attacks a grade 3 grade unit gets 5,000 power for the turn. So cool, so you found a way to multi-attack with her, she gets constant 5k every single time she attacks. And auto rear guard Shinken Hisatsu, aka the limit break for 3 more damage. When attack hits anything, Soul Boss won't choose opponent's grade 1 as rear guard mark it. Cool, the fact that they can kill a rear guard just by simply hitting it, and it also hitting a different rear guard, so it doesn't have to specifically hit the Vanguard is good, and only costs a soul for it. So honestly, very solid grade 2 generically just to run a token Rambo, so if you want to run this as a 3 of, go ahead. Then we have Samachu Celebration Outfit, great chance to 5k shield, 10k base. Continues you have a Tachi ability Kiwami Crest against the following. Auto when discard from your deck during your turn, call to rear guard circle. Okay, I can't think of any specific cards off the top of my head from Token Rambo that proc that, but Cool. That's just a free superior call. And auto rear guard when your Vanguard's attack hits, this unit gets 5,000 power for the turn. If you have not countercharged turn, energy about 3, countercharge 1. At the end of the turn, puts soul. Cool. Allows itself to superior call itself by simply being discarded for deck for literally free. It's a 15k swing and possibly get you a countercharge choose by spending 3 energy, which you get every single turn. So being able to recycle a resource for a different one is pretty solid, so not a bad like 3 of generically. Next up we have Koryu Kagemitsu, carry 275k shield, 10k base. Auto place on rearguard circle if either your Vanguard is a Hachisuka Kotetsu or you have the Tachi ability Kiwami Crest. Card boss one, check the top 5 to 1 unit card, greater than secret to your Vanguard, call it to a different rearguard circle. Call it to a rearguard circle as long as it has a different name for this card, shuffle your deck. Honestly, not bad. It's a top 5 searcher and get you a rearguard, and only requires you to have a specific Vanguard of a specific name of who I don't remember. This might be the pink haired one now I think about it, or just have the specific crest, which a lot of cards have in this deck. So not a bad card to have in a deck just for all around generic rearguard superior calls. So 2 over 3 of. Then we have Azuki Nagamitsu, create 275k shield, 10k base. Continues to have a Tachi ability, Kiwami Crest, this unit gets all the following. Auto plus on rearguard circle, your opponent cannot intercept until turn. Auto rearguard when your Vanguard stands by card ability, counter boss 1 to end of the turn. This unit gets 5,000 power. And for the battle attack, if your opponent would call cards and guard circle, 2 more at the same time. So cool. Guard restrictor, proc when it stands by abilities, and it can nullify intercepts. It's not a bad grade 2, but I'm starting to see like there's a lot of cards that require the standing function, which in my opinion is kind of annoying because that means you have like a lot of different targets you want to stand by card abilities, and there are some that are excelling better than others. Always having guard restrict is a good thing, but I feel like there was another card that stands that I like a lot more, so I'm more inclined to run that card over this one. Moving on, we have Ordente Mitsuo Celebration Outfit, great chance of 5k shield, 10k base. Auto when attack hits, if you have a Tachi ability, Kiwami Crest, or Tower countercharge 1. Simple as that. It's an on-hit countercharger, not a bad card, but at the same time, we have a lot of generic counterchargers already, including this one, which I mentioned earlier. So it's a 2 if you want to run it. Moving on, we have Soy Ha Yotsuguri. Great chance of 5k shield, 10k base. Auto when your draw trigger is a draw trigger specifically, it gets 5,000 power for the turn. Okay, weird that it specifies draw triggers, but cool, I guess. I mean, it adds extra power to an already defensive trigger, so there you go. Then we have Regiment Battle Seaside Camp. Grade 2 token set order event. After set orders play, put Order Zone, blah, blah. You can only play this card if your Order Zone does not have a different event name from this card. I'm going to put into Order Zone if you either have the Order Zone containing a training card, or if your crest is a Kiwami Crest, you draw a card, and it continues Order Zone if you use the active a set order other than the training equipment this turn. You cannot use the active set orders other than the training equipment specifically. And then active Order Zone, so last one. Check the top card of your deck equal to the number of cards with the same name as this card in your Order Zone plus 1. Deal to one card with grade less than equal to your Vanguard, call it to rearguard circle, and then shuffle the deck. So cool. Pretty much gets you an extra rearguard for you at least get 1 top deck switch because it does count itself. But if you have like a second copy of the order, you check the top 2, top 3 if you have 3, etc., etc. Not bad for deck stack topping. Though I do question why it specifies you can't use it if you have the training equipment, but it is what it is. Take that as you will. Moving on, we have Shisho Celebration Outfit. Grade 2 and 5k shield, 10k base. Continues if your Order Zone has either the Conduct Training or has a card with Kiwami the card name. So the following. On plus on rearguard circle, put a card from your hand to your soul to search your deck for 1 set, or reveal put your hand shoulder deck. That is incredible generic searching. That's just a free soul charge and then grab a card. And then continues it gets boosted and can intercept from back row. Again, very solid. All you need is the training order or the Kiwami Crest. So you know what? Not a bad grade 2. Honestly, I put this as a generic 3 of not a 4, just because again, it gets you soul and an order. Then we have Sasaki Celebration Outfit. Great chance if I can show 10k base. Auto drop zone when your grade 3 grade of Vanguard is placed other than during the battle phase. If you do not have a copy of this on your board and your Order Zone has a copy of the Seaside Campaign, you may call this card to rearguard again for free. And continues rearguard circle. When this attacks into a grade 3 grade unit, choose 2 set orders with the same name as each other from your Order Zone. You chose 2 cards. They get this 5 for the power for the turn. So, or for the battle. So cool. 15k swing for the battle. And again, gets superior calls up by having the order. So solid card. Then we have Jiku Mitsusada, different version of the card we had earlier. So great chance if I can show 10k base. Auto plus on rearguard circle. Energy about 3. Search after 1 regiment battle Seaside Camp. Reveal it, put your hand shuffle your deck. If you have a crest with Kiwami in the card name, you may search your deck for up to 1 copy of your Vanguard instead of just regiment battle Seaside Camp specifically. And then auto rearguard also return when this unit attacks anything. If you have a crest with Kiwami in the card name, it gets 5,000 power on the turn. If you did at the end of the turn, put the soul. So cool. Way to still increase your soul and also way to pull either your set order or your persona out of deck. So not a bad like grade 2 to have in all just for just straight up searching. Moving on, we have Hiroshuken. Okay, I know we're at the end of the token memory cards. Alright, say that. I know we have a handful more. Grade 0 boost, 50k shield, 5k power. Overtrigger, overtrigger your deck, move a card, draw a card, choose one of these for the turn. If you saw during your check, activate the effect, which you have 1 of 2 additional effects. You either perform one of the following. You either get to choose a card from your damage zone to heal it, and your Vanguard to drive for the battle, or you use a card from your damage zone to heal it, and you choose one of your Vanguards to get a crit for the turn. This card honestly really depends on what deck you want to play it in. Some decks want to have the extra drive. Some of the decks, specifically the ones that involve standing rear guards, won't have the extra critical instead. Are on the very solid overtrigger to have in the deck, regardless of which which one you're using, and honestly, that's a pretty nice generic skill where it could proc off 1 or 2 abilities. I wish we had more over triggers like this. I mean, technically we have Walnut, but still I wish we had more over triggers like this, so not a bad card. Then we have some promos for decks, and as much as I like not having to look at token member cards, I hate the fact that this is making the video longer than it should be. Dragrider K-Rim, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Okay, I'm gonna make one note real quickly. I hate it when Bushy does collab reveals because they always do this where there are like 5 cards revealed in one day, which I wish they would do for main sets. And the issue that I have with this specifically is that it makes the video so much longer for things that no one cares about, including myself. Anyways, continues. If your Vanguard only Narukami in the clan, it gets Narukami for the clan. Then if your Vanguard's a great 3 grade Vermilion, gets all the following. Autumn plus on Vanguard Circle, check the top 3, which is 1 card from on the discard, shuffle your deck. I was about to say I don't remember what units in Vermilion require to be discarded. Then I remember Rising Phoenix and their Internal Thunderbolt Order, so not bad. And then Auto Rearguard when it boosts to Vanguard, counter boss 1, choose one from Rearguards, bind it, and draw a card. Okay, cool. Vermilion can hit any Rearguards, I'm pretty sure, not just the front row one. So being able to bind the front row while also boosting the Vanguard is pretty solid, because that basically means the Vanguard swings at like 4 units at once. One of those is guaranteed to die. And it also gets you a draw as well, because worst case scenario, if you don't buy something, you still get a draw. And even if you do buy something, you still get a draw. So not a bad grade 1 generically have for Narukami. And again, it counts as Narukami itself, so solid 3 of. Then we have Thorns of Gourmet Nizlog, so Evil Eye's random support card of the month. Great chance of 5k shield, 10k base. What even is this? That thing just looks like a combination of Eldritch Demons. Anyways, auto if your Vanguard's a grade 3 or greater anything, it can be paid by Energy Blasting 3 and dish a grade 3 or greater from your hand. Auto when placed on Rearguard Circle, if your Vanguard's the Evil Eye, Soul Blast 2 and dish a grade 3, or again, Energy Blast 3, dish a grade 3 to draw 2 cards. Then auto Rearguard when it attacks anything, if your Vanguard's a grade 3 or greater Evil Eye, and your bind has 1 more triggers, it gets 5,000 power for the battle, but if you have 4 more triggers, it gets 10,000 instead. Cool. It sets up your drop zone Omega Godizios, which is pretty solid, / Mask of Hedra Gums, and then it allows you to draw 2 cards to replace it. And it's just a generic 15k to 20k swinger as long as you have triggers in your bind zone. So not a bad grade 2 to have in the deck overall, so solid like 3 of. Then we have Gravidia Titian. I still wonder why Bushy is giving like Gravidia 1 or 2 card support every set. It's starting to make me think that they're gonna give like Nordling or like an actual Evo that isn't the mask that's actually really solid, because I swear Gravidia keeps getting support every single set. Anyways, great chance if I can show attack base, or not every set, every other set, including promos. Auto and place on Rearguard Circle, if you have a Gravidia in the card name, say B1 to draw a card. That's just an incredible draw skill, because it can be placed from anywhere by any means, and the entire deck of Gravidia now has like named support, because that procs on grade 2 regardless if it's the actual Rattleline or not, and same with all the grade 3s and the grade 1s. And then Auto Rearguard when it attacks anything, if your Vanguard's a grade 3 grade Nordlinger, it's 5,000 power of the battle. At the end of the battle, Energy Blast will retire this unit, choose a Gravidia from your drop some different card name from it, put it in your hand. So it's a way to fetch a Nordlinger, either the mask or the OG. It's a way to sack back any of your grade 3 cards or any other Gravidia support card. Not a bad grade 2 to have in the deck as an honest solid 4. Like again, I say I'm kind of expecting them to evolve Gravidia now. Then we have Infusion Angel, great chance of 5k shield, 10k base. Literally the day after someone tells me that they thought what's it called, the new dragon, Impervious Dragon that supports Ezel was going to be a handbelt card if this card gets released. So a great chance of I can show it on your base. Auto place on Rearguard Circle, choose a grade 3 card handbelt as card name from your red deck, you may reveal it. If you reveal the card or your Vanguard's already a grade 3 card handbelt in the card name, Energy Blast 3, check the top 7, choose 1 normal order without Regalia speech from one of them, put it in hand shuffle your deck, so it pretty much grabs you an order so that way you can use handbelt for free, that's guaranteed. And then Auto Rearguard, when either your unit stands by the ability of your grade 3 card Vanguard handbelt with the card name, or placed on your Rearguard by your ability of handbelt in the card name. Actually, none of that requires a grade 3 grade, so if they ever make an actual handbelt line and they give it all the handbelt name, they will proc the ability. If your opponent's Vanguard's a grade 3 grader, count boss 1, stand all your Rearguards and call them as her, including herself, and she'll get 5,000 power for the turn. All around was pretty solid, because handbelt's like one bad trait in my opinion was that it couldn't like do 5 attacks, like it was always stuck on 4 unless you included certain generic cards like Caribre, who can then superior call, but then you'd be losing out on a column stand. Well, she now guarantees that you get that column stand, or if you don't get the column stand, if you at least superior call something off of handbelt, automatically Infusion Angel is going to stand a column, therefore giving you 5 attacks. All around, it's a very solid grade 2. This is an incredible support card for handbelt. It gets you an order card, which allows the deck to actually use its skills for full free, and only 3 energy, mind you, and then also just gets you column stands as long as you pull off any part of the Vanguard's ability whatsoever, making it a very solid 4 of. I would complain that it's a promo and this should be in the main set for handbelt, but honestly, the fact that handbelt's a promo in and of itself makes sense that this is a promo, though, again, would be very happy if they made a random set supporting all the promo grade 3s. Moving on, we have Sylvanhorn Beast Marigold. Okay, I can justify reasons for why this exists, why this exists, okay, why this exists, what kind of why this exists, and why this exists. Why is Stoicheia a set after they already got support? And 2 sets after the Patriarch got a full evolution, are we getting Sylvan Beast Margal as a promo. Great to if I can show base. Don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. I love like the art here, but continues if you have a Vanguard Sylvan Beast in the card, gets all the following. On place on rear guard circle. Check the same number of cards from top of your deck equal to your usual Sylvan Beast in the card name if you have a full board, so top 6. Check to 1 card from one of them, discard and shuffle your deck, and then you can counterboss 1 and put the discard card to your hand. Okay, that is an incredible ability, because the card you mill doesn't have to be a Sylvan Beast. To be more specific, it can be a PG, and then you CB1 to add that PG to your hand. Then auto rear guard when this unit attacks anything. If you have a grade 3 guard, a Vanguard Magnolia in the card name, Soul Boss 1, it gets 5,000 power for the turn. If your opponent's Vanguard's a grade 3 guard, choose one of your Sylvan Beast's other units, and it gets 5,000 power to the turn as well. Okay, again, it's a very solid grade 2. It adds pretty much a PG to your hand, and not to mention the fact that it can just add numbers to both itself and its rear guard as long as it's attacking. My only gripe with this is, again, why are we getting a promo that's a Sylvan Beast right after they just got support? Like, why didn't they just make this a part of like the main set? It doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. Moving on, we have Rainy Day Sierra. Great to SF 5k shield, 10k base. Continues rear guard or the hand during your turn. If you have a grade 3 Vanguard Leaflet in the card name, gets grade +1 and 5,000 power. And auto rear guard when placed on rear guard circle for Vanguard's Leaflet, CB1, check the top 7. Check to 1 grade 2 or grade unit card, the different card name from this unit, call to rear guard circle off the deck. And then auto rear guard about to attack. If your Vanguard's a grade 3 Leaflet, soul boss up to 2 cards. So the same number of rear guards, the number of cards soul bosses, return them to hand. If you soul boss 0, you add nothing back. If you soul boss 1, add 1 back. If you soul boss 2, add 2 back. Cool. Pretty solid. All around, it's a very solid card for Lethal. Like, it's essentially Bastion's, or Lethal's version of a Bastion grade 2, the one Dragon that can bot deck stuff, is that you can also make rear guard. So honestly, not a bad grade 2 at all for Leafla. Again, my only gripe is, and it's specifically to the point where why the handheld one exists, because back when the DZ set start bosses, you know, Triumph Dragon of them, when they were getting support, specifically the great ones like Superior Call and Energy Charge, they all got them as promos at the same time. Why did they not just do that here with the promo grade 3s? I would never understand, again, because this thing exists, but whatever. And then we have Harushuken Celebration Outfit, grade 1 boost back aka base is a grade 1 version of the Over Trigger. On place on rear guard circle, put a card from your hand to your soul. To set order from your drop zone or face up in your damage zone, put it to your hand. If you put it from your hand to damage, if you put from damage zone to hand, put the top card of your deck into your damage zone face up because you have to grab it from face up. Honestly, not a bad card. It does get you soul and it does get an order. The only downside is the order has to be in drop zone or damage zone. So it's not the best recycler in the world, but it's not the worst one either. So 2 of. Then we have Onamari, so grade 0 normal order. Continues, you cannot play this card. Act hand, reveal it. Choose one of your rear guards without an Ormiari gauge. Don't know where that came from, but whatever. And put this card as face up Ormiari gauge for it. Then continues gauge zone during your opponent's turn. When the unit with this gauge would leave the rear guard circle, be discarded. If you do, it stays on the board. Okay, why did we just introduce this random mechanic? If the next 4 cards I see that were released at the same time as this do not do anything remotely related to this, I will cry because I don't understand why they made this a thing. Then Senko Murasame Celebration Outfit. I'm not saying anything that involves gauges in its skill. Great chance of 5k shield, 10k base. Auto when attacks a Vanguard. If your Vanguard's a grade 3 graded, counter boss 1, choose opponent's rear guard murder and gets 5,000 power for the turn. Cool. 15k swinger that murders an opponent's rear guard circle. And this thing has pink hair and for some reason it reminds me of Barrow from what's his name, Blue Lock. So take that as you will. Then we have Nikaru Oe Celebration Outfit, grade 1 boost back and should AK base. Again, not seeing a gauge skill. Auto rear guard when attack the boosted hits. Retire it, add a Persona Shield, take it to your hand. Okay, very weird that the deck now has this is the only like deck that has the ability to add Persona Shield tickets outside of their weird Cycler card, but cool, I guess. Not bad on a hit at 10k shield. Not gonna discredit that. Then we have Kenshin Kagamitsu, grade 1 boost 5k shield, AK base. Auto puts on rear guard circle, soul boss 1, choose one opponent's rear guards, and that unit cannot intercept on the turn. Then if you have a Taito's ability, Kiwami Crest, finally we're seeing a different Kiwami Crest ability. Counter boss 1, choose one vanguards until end of turn for the battle that the unit attacked when your opponent will call characters and guard circles at the same time. I don't remember what gets the Taito Crest, but if there's a way to put the Taito Crest with the 1 grade 3 we've seen so far that has the ability to stand up to 3 times, this could be really broken. I don't think you can, because I'm pretty sure there's probably some restriction to that, but if there isn't, there you go, people. Pretty restrictive way to attack your opponent. Then we have Aika Todesho, so grade 1 boost by Kisho, AK base. It continues rear guard during your opponent's turn. If you either have a Vanguard Ichiko Heated Fruity in the card name or a Taito ability Kwami Crest, all your rear guards may calm as it cannot be retired by your opponent's card effects, and they cannot be chosen by Z card effects either. But they can still be, you know, hit by Z card effects, such as a mass target or something that doesn't specifically target, or be more exact things like binding could work, or prisoning, or you get my point, even if they can't be chosen as long as they can be mass hit. Then we have Itushi Toshiro, grade 1 boost by Kashode base. Auto rear guard when attacks or boosts. If your opponent's Vanguard to go through grade at 5,000 for the turn. If you have the Vanguard, Ichigo Hidi40 or the Taito ability Kwami Crest at 10,000 instead of 5,000. Cool. It's a 13k to 18k booster. That's all I'm going to say about it. Then we have Unshio. If you can't tell, I stopped caring about this support like halfway through this video. Great chance if I can show Tenga base. Auto hand at the beginning of your battle phase. You have a great to get a Vanguard. Return one of your rear guards Ushio and a different card name from the card to the hand. Call the rear guard circle at 10 to the top of the turn. Okay, that's pretty solid. That it just requires you to be on any grade through your grade, and this just inherently initiate. I was about to say it initiates multi-attack. No, it doesn't. It still requires it to start the battle phase. Then auto rear guard when it attacks. If you persona this turn, put a Ushio card from your hand to your soul. Tell about your opponent can call normal units from hand to guard circle. Cool, can block down normal units, I guess. Solid grade 2. Then we have just regular Ushio. Okay, I love this card much more than I like this one. Grade 2 is a 5k shield, 10k base, auto plus one rear guard circle. So if you want to hit the top 7 for you to up one Ushio card, or grade 3 grade from one of them reveal pertaining show deck. Okay, at least I can fetch persona. So like that's honestly not bad. That's a good support card. So like 2 over 3, depending on what you want to run through deck. Then we have Nihongo Celebration Outfit. Okay, thank God. I know these are like the last 5 cards before I can like stop recording for a temporary bit. Grade 3 10%, 30k base. And rear guard once returning, if you have a Yari's ability Kwami Crest, and your front row has one of each Tombukuri, Nihongo, and Otijin in their card names. So your entire front row has to be one of 3 units, or has to be 3 specific units, CB1 till end of turn. Your Vanguard gets triple drive, and all of your token Daishi Yari units get boost. Cool that just gives everything that ability for 1 CB, and then she can Shihatsu, gets 10,000 power during both players' turns. Okay, not a bad grade 3. I don't know which one of these is the Vanguard, but sure, cool, not a bad skill. Then we have Tobakuri Celebration Outfit. So grade 2, 10%, 30k base. You can change rear guard if you have Yari ability Comedy Crest, and your front row has each of Tombukuri, Nihongo, and Otijin in the card names. Your Vanguard gets auto Vanguard once per turn. When its attack hits, all your front row rear guards get 5,000 power for the turn, and then Shiken Hatsu gets 5,000 shield and intercept. Okay, obviously a worse ability of this because this thing gives drive checks and boost, but I mean, cool, free 5k to front row, I guess, and it has intercept and 5k shield. Then we have Otijin Celebration Outfit, grade 2, 10%, 30k base. Change rear guard if you have a Yari ability Kwami Crest, and your front row has one of each units with Tombukuri, Nihongo, and Otijin in the card names. Your Vanguard gets auto Vanguard, search your deck for once per turn when an attack hits, or when it attacks in general, check the top card, put top or bottom. Cool that it basically stacks his drive check, and again with this guy, it basically has triple drive. And you can change rear guard to guard circle, Shiken Hatsu, it gets 5,000 power, 5k shield. So we have power, shield, halfway in between both. Okay, it's not the worst one. I mean, it deck stacks. In my opinion, this is the worst one, but take that as you will. Then we have Nigen Mutsumi, grade 3, 29%, 30k base. Act drops on if you have a Yari ability Kwami Crest. Card plus 1 calls card to rear guard circle, then your opponent's Vanguard to get your grade 5,000 power. So cool, it can just call itself during the main phase at any point. It's not once per turn, so if anything in Token Rainbow has abilities that kill off their own rear guards, you could technically keep murdering this and keep Superior calling it back as long as you had CB and whatever the cost was to murder it in order to keep pulling off whatever the murder effect gave you. So not a bad grade 2 to have for that ability. Then we have Ochidairi Jumaji Celebration Celebration Outfit, and I'm celebrating because this is the last card I have to go over before I wake up at 2 a.m. in the morning to record the rest of this video. Grade 3 10%, 13k base. Auto puts on rear guard circle, card boss 1 to the top 7, show to 1 grade 3 unit card reveal, put your hand shuffle your deck. If you do not reveal a card, counter charge 1. If you revealed a Ochidairi Jumaji Yari into its card name, this uses has power for the turn. Okay, cool. I'm done. It's just a top 7 search. It's good. Take that as you will. 2 over 3 of. On to our last reviews for the day. First up, we have Mutsuyami Yoshiku Yuki, auto and road point for a second draw card. So this was the other ride line from Tokyo Rainbow I cared about. I remember it was this one and then the first one we showed off because I remember this one involved killing rear guards. Then we have Mutsuyo Kami Yoshiyuki Sento, auto wrote upon by the grade 2, reveal a grade 3 card with the same name from the right deck, put a forge token to your order zone. Then auto wrote upon by the grade 2, choose up to one of your opponent's back or rear guards murder. If nothing was killed, soul charge 1, it contains rear guard gets 2k. Cool. You get you the token, and when wrote upon by the grade 2, it just murks off an opponent's specifically back or rear guard, and most times your opponent doesn't have a back or rear guard, so if they don't, you soul charge. If they do, you kill a back or rear guard. Then the grade 2 is auto placed by writing from the grade 1. Circle deck for the 1 special investigation Bunku Yo Toshiari. Reveal it, put your hand, shuffle your deck, and then auto wrote upon by the grade 3. Soul plus 1, choose to one of your opponent's back or rear guards, murder, nothing, die, draw a card, and then continues gets plus 2k. I don't know why the deck focused on killing back or rear guards, but cool. Able to again kill a back or rear guard being wrote upon. If your opponent doesn't have a back or rear guard at this point, you get to draw a card. If they do have a back or rear guard at this point because they don't want you to draw, you kill it anyways, and it gets you the grade 2 order after just riding on top of the grade 1. Then we have Mutsuyo Kami Yoshiyuki Celebration Outfit, grade 3 10% 30k base. Again, I don't like the fact of how the Celebration Outfit takes away from, I don't know, the coolness factor, because I really love like this guy's armor, or his suit, so I don't know why he has to change the outfit, but whatever. Add Vanguard once per turn, Energy Blast 3, choose opponent's rear guard, murder, and then all units in the same column, in the center column specifically, so himself and the thing behind him, both get 5,000 power, so okay, not bad. It mercs off one rear guard and gives things 5,000 power. I kind of wish it killed a column and gave the column 5,000 power, but whatever. However, active Vanguard once per turn, CB1 draw 2 cards, and that's why I don't care about the first skill, because that's just an incredible draw 2 skill. That's literally just 1 CB draw 2, and we went over a bunch of counter charges of this set. And then auto Vanguard, when your rearguard attacks, if you have 5 more cards in your hand, then you use 5,000 power for the battle. Cool. So it increases your unit's power the more hand cards you have, not to mention the fact that it helps increase your hand just by simply 1 CB, and it can mark an opponent's rearguard for a very cheap cost and just get your center column 5k. Honestly, this isn't a bad grade 3. I actually like how it's done, and if only this was a part of a deck that I actually cared about fully. But either way though, very solid grade 3. They did good with designing this one. My special investigation, Bukyo Toshian, grade 2, set order, set always play to your order zone. Play for Vanguard is a name I'm not going to say again, and your order zone does not have an event with a different card name from this card. Contains your Vanguard is the specified name, it gets all the following. Auto and put into order zone, search after 1 unit card with Hizen, Taidahiro in its card name, reveal it, put it to your hand, show off your deck. If your order zone has another copy of this card, when you search by this effect, you may instead search for a card with Nana Kaitaro Chosen in its card name instead, and then after order zone, rest it to energy charge 1. Cool, it gets you free energy every single turn, so that means you have a total of 4 energy you're getting every single turn. On top of that, on place, it searches your deck for 1 of 2 units. Not a bad card to have. Honestly, like, this is a very solid 4 of. Then we have Nana Katiro Chosen, Celebration Outfit, Great Turn Stuff I Show, Tank Base. Auto Rearguard, when placed on Rearguard Circle, counter boss 1, search after 1 Forge, reveal it, put your hand, shuffle your deck. If your Vanguard is the specified name of the grade 3 we just went over, and you do not have a Forge in your, or you've not put in Forge into your order zone this turn, you may put into your order zone instead of putting it into your hand, which is good, because that means you can put multiple Forges into your order zone in the same turn. And I forgot what the Forge looks like, but that pretty much means you can get 2 Forges into your order zone in the same turn, which is pretty solid. And then Auto Rearguard, when this unit attacks into a grade 3 grade unit, if you have an order zone has 1 or more Forge in it, this unit gets 5,000 power for the battle, and if it has 3 or more, it gets 10,000 instead. Again, pretty solid card. It gets 5,000 when it swings, and then it gets 10,000 if you have 3 more cards in your order zone, so not a bad grade 2. Honestly, best because that ability can be pulled off regardless if you're a grade 3 or grade 2, because the grade 2 has the same name, so I'm going to put this as a 4, honestly. Then we have Hizen Taidahiro, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Okay, I'll say this, his hair looks really cool, and like the red tie definitely pumps with the black. Continues back row rearguard center. If your Vanguard's a grade 3 or greater, name I'm not going to say again, it gets back row attack, and auto back row rearguard center at the end by the attacker boosted. If your Vanguard is name I'm not going to say again, put it to bottom, draw a card. Cool. So it has 2 different abilities. It has the ability to now attack from back row, which makes sense that, you know, your unit, your main grade 3 gives the center column 5k, and by the way, it just does that for free as long as your Vanguard's a specific thing, and then it can bot deck itself to draw a card again as long as your Vanguard's a specific thing. Honestly, this is a very solid support card because there's literally no cost attached to this thing outside of the bot deck itself to draw, and that's not even a mandatory effect. So if you also want to keep your 13k swinger on the board, you can, so solid 4 of. Then we have our Onimaru line, so Onimaru Kunitsuna Ubu no Sukura. That is the last time I'm saying any of that. Grade 0, boost 5k, show 6k base. It is too early in the morning to be pronouncing names I can barely pronounce. Auto and Rotopon for second draw a card. Then we have the grade 2 of the line, who I'm not going to say the name of. Auto and Rotopon by the grade 2, reveal a grade 3 card with the name in the right deck. Put a forward stroke into your order zone. Grade 2, Auto and Rotopon by, Auto in place by writing from the grade 1. Structure after 1, Underground Treasure Chest, reveal bird to hand shop your deck. Weirdly, this is the only grade 2 so far that doesn't have the plus 2k skill and a different skill that activates written from the grade 3. And we have the grade 3 Onimaru Kutsinona Celebration Outfit, only the grade 3s I'm going to say the name of. Grade 3 10% 30k base. Auto Vanguard, when it attacks anything, check the top card, put it to top or bottom, so, or to soul actually, so put it to top or soul. So that's pretty solid. So we have deck stacking, and again, it can go to soul as well, so it's not like you're losing anything if it's not a trigger. And then Auto Vanguard, once per turn at the end, about to attack anything. CB1 stand it, lose 2 drives for the turn. If you have 3 or more Underground Treasure Chests in your order zone, it also gets plus 1 drive for the turn. Okay. Cool. Simple CB stands it loses drive, just possibly has the ability to gain them. My issue with this is it just feels like the first grade 3 we went over, not in this video, the one we went over last week, the one that has the ability to stand 3 times. Because even though obviously that one's meant to stand more and this one's meant to stack the deck more, they both dip their feet in deck stacking with their specific support, and then they both end up having restand abilities. So I don't know how to feel about this card. It's not bad, but it just feels like it's cloning the other grade 3. Then we have Underground Treasure Chest, grade 2, set order size, put to order zone, played if your Vanguard specified name and you do not have a different event from this card. If your Vanguard has specified name, it gets all the following. Auto and put into your order zone, search after 1 unit card with either Hakata Toshiro, Goto Toshiro, Shino Toshiro, Hocho Toshiro, or Mori Toshiro in this card name. Reveal per to hand shuffle your deck. If your order zone has 2 or more other cards with the same card name as this card, when you search your deck with this effect, you may start to search your deck for either a Hakusan Yoshimitsu or a Onimaru Kunitsuna in this card name. Why are they making me pronounce Japanese at freaking 4 in the morning. I don't understand. And then contains Order Zone if you have a rear guard with Hakata, Toshiro, and the card name. For the trigger effects of your Koban revealed, specifically the Koban is this really weird draw trigger that you can have 8 copies of. So when your Koban is revealed for the drive check, other than the power increase, change the effects to draw a card and choose one reviews, give +1 critical for the turn. So now you have technically 12 or 11 criticals in your deck, because the other ability is Continuous Order Zone if you have a rear guard with Hakata, Toshiro, and the card name. The original shield of your Koban becomes 10k. So obviously you want to run more of this than you want to run regular critical trigger, especially if you're not afraid of decking out, because it still has like the standard draw skill, but on top of that, you also get to give someone a critical, and it has a 10k base shield. So it's less shield than the criticals, and it does require you to have specific rear guards, but I mean, still pretty solid card to have, honestly. So yeah, this is a good 4 of, and then also, you know, it allows this thing to restand with +1 drive, but then also, you know, run 8 copies of this. Then we have Hakasan Yoshimitsu, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Auto rear guard by that it boosted. If your Order Zone has an underground treasure chest, you did still countercharge 1. Again, this set has a lot of countercharges. If you are afraid of having a CB problem with any raid token ram boost, take any of them, because 3 of them were generic this episode. Then we have a grade 2 5k shield, 10k base. Ichigo Hidofuri, auto when placed on your circle, check the top card of your deck equal to the number of underground treasure chests in your Order Zone +3. So if you have 1, you check the top 4. If you have 3, you check the top 6, and if you have none, you check the top 3 anyways. Just 1 card with either Toshiro or Gotai in the card name, reveal per to hand shuffle deck. Cool that you can grab 1 card from at least the top 3, and then contains rear guard to guard circle. If your opponent's vanguard is grade 3 guard, and you have a total of 2 or more rear guards with either Toshiro or Gotai in the card names, it gets 5000 power, 5k shield, so 15k base, 10k shield, not a bad card. Then we have Hakata, Toshiro, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Out act rear guard once per turn. If your vanguard is an Onimaru Kutsunai, energy blast 3, choose a Koban from your drops and put it to hand, so a great way to recycle your shield. And then auto center back or rear guard circle, grade 3 grade vanguard with the specified name in his card name attacked. So about 1, and all your formings get 5000 power for the turn. That is incredible, especially because that's not once per turn, and the vanguard already multi-attacks in this deck, so being able to basically give the front row 10k just by having 2 soul on standby, pretty solid. Honestly, that's actually a good 4 of straight up, like that's just a good number of recursion. Then we have the last card, thankfully, Shinno Toshiro Celebration Outfit. Grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. On the place on your guard circle, ditch your hand card to draw a card, and then if the card discarded for the cost, it has Toshiro in the card name. This unit gets 5000 power on the turn. If your Order Zone has an underground treasure chest, and it gets 10,000 instead. And you can change rear guard when you get with Toshiro in his card name saying Gomez, you would leave the rear guard circle and retire this unit instead. If you do that, unit remains on the board. Cool. So it's able to filter while also getting you extra power as well, and also mention the fact that it can protect your other rear guards on board. Honestly, not bad, but as you can see, the rest of the deck is more focused on aggro than it is like consistency or like keeping stuff on board. So I'd argue that it's still a very solid 2-0, but I want to put it past that. So without further ado, I'm going to here. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know next week we're getting Leonardo, which means hopefully this Thursday is the last day we have Token Members review, and if we do, I'll be so happy. So I'll see you all then. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join the Twitch, and I'll see you all in the next one to send up your vanguards.